Hello and welcome to Backstage at the Dowdna. I'm your host, Dwight Vaught. In this program, we introduce you to a group of brothers from Pakistan who performed at the Dowdna back in October of 2012. Their music is called Qawwali, a tradition started by their ancestors over 700 years ago. Qawwali means utterance in Urdu, the language of the Muslims in Pakistan and North India, and is a form of Sufi devotional music. Using voice, drums, and an instrument called the harmonium, Qawwali music builds an emotion and is a blend of rhythm, poetry, and spirituality. During their time in Coles County, the group played at several venues, including the Lifespan Center and local schools, also for an energetic group of middle school students in Mattoon. They toured throughout the Midwest as part of Arts Midwest World Fest, and Charleston was one of their destinations. We appreciate you both being here as a part of the Qawwali group that we're hosting here at Eastern Illinois University. Explain a little bit about Qawwali as a style of music and then Qawwal as your particular role in that style of music.
Qawwali is a special type of music. It was invented by a musical genius and a Sufi saint in 13th century. His name was Ameer Khusro. On the order of his spiritual guide, he took the sama, a spiritual type of recitation of Quranic verses, and amalgamated and merged that sama with Arabian, Turkish, Persian and Indian music to form this new style of singing and named it Qawwali. Qawwali literally means utterance and saying of someone may be God, prophet or any other spiritual personality, and the person who performs or perform these songs and the spiritual things, it's named as Qawwal. And he banded together 12 youngsters to start Qawwali singing and trained them, and they started Qawwali singing and were named as Qawwal bachey or else the Qawwal sons. They were the first Qawwal who started Qawwali singing and Qawwali performances in India in 13th century, and since then up till now this Qawwali tradition is in our family, and we are proud, or we have this honor, that we are the descendant of the leader of that particular Qawwal sons group.
We are only the group who have this tradition last 700 years.
You've explained your long history and tradition. Are there other styles of music or families that are offshoots of Qawwali as well?
In Pakistan, some other groups also have. They perform Qawwali, but they are not
traditionally like us.
Because we have this thing since last 7 centuries or 750 years, and we get this from our forefathers and the ancestors, and it is our tradition that the next generation will follow the previous ones, and will carry forward it to its next generation.
You describe Qawwali as a style of singing where you use the voice, but you're using musical instruments in your performances. Were instruments always used, or how did they come about as a part of the Qawwali style?
We always use those instruments. In the start, only string instruments were used, especially the sitar.
But sitar and sarangi.
Sitar and sarangi, yeah.
Sarangi.
Which are both Indian.
Both are Indian.
Instruments.
Both are Indian in string
Qawwali
instruments.
is basically from the India. In this subcontinent, the Ameer Khusro invented Qawwali in Delhi.
Yeah. But, so the sitar and the sarangi were used in the start, but in 18th century, when the harmonium was invented, so the harmonium is easy to play and could easily accompany the group. However, we have to take a lot to spend more time to tune the strings of sitar, because sitar has 7 strings in the front and 12 small strings in their back. That's why it is very difficult, and it takes a long time to tune all those strings. However, harmonium is not required to tune up. We simply use its keys to perform. That's why normally harmonium is used since last 2 centuries, and tabla, the rhythm instrument, it is as traditional as our Qawwali is. It was invented same time in 13th century. Since then it is a part of Qawwali singing.
So the harmonium as an instrument is very practical. It's small, you don't have to tune it, it's compact, you can carry it around. How did it become part of the Qawwali tradition and the Qawwali music?
As I got from the history that when the Britishers came to India in the 15th century, that they came India and residing there, and thereafter they ruled India also. Then they took their musical instruments with them, and when it was invented by Germans or Britishers in Europe, they took this harmonium also, because as you see, piano is very huge thing, it's very heavy to carry from one place to another. However, harmonium is very easy, it's a very compact thing. We can easily took it from one place to another. So they started using Qawwali, harmonium for their gatherings. Britishers used, and when our forefathers see that this instrument is very easy to carry and very easy to play, and is a compact one, and it could match easily with our voices. We do not have to tune this instrument for a lot. That's why they start using this harmonium in our
We have versions of it in the U.S. It's basically a piano and an accordion hybrid. So there's a bellows on it that you would push, and the air would go across, and you would play it that way.
Yeah. That's it. That's the thing.
You explained Qawwali music as having history from Persia and from Turkey and from India. So if a Persian or a Turk or an Indian listened to it, would they say that's Indian music, that's Turkish music, that's Persian music, or is it just an amalgamation of all of those styles?
Sometimes if they require, because as I already said to you, we have this Qawwali legacy in our family since very long, so we can perform. Not every Qawwali group can perform, give the touches of Persian and Turkish and Arabic style in the Qawwali singing.
Because you have centuries of tradition, but you're also passing it along. Does the next generation put their own flavor to it, or do they have to stick strictly with the Qawwali style as it's passed down?
In the start, Qawwali was restricted to the spiritual gatherings, but nowadays, and slowly and gradually, the Qawwali performers as well as the spiritual leaders think that this form of music can easily be enjoyed by the people, and it is very easy for them to come in and enjoy the Qawwali singing and see the Qawwal singers. So they slowly, gradually modified it to fit in the general public. Nowadays in Pakistan, apart from the spiritual gatherings or performing at the shrines and tombs of the Sufi saints, we are performing for the general public also on the ceremonies, on different occasions or special type of things, and as well as for the concerts in Pakistan.
So for the two of you, the whole group, you're considered professional musicians, as musicians who travel around. Is that your calling, and is that your main purpose?
Yeah, it's our life. We have this profession because it is our tradition, and but apart from a professional singer, a professional Qawwali singer, our father brought us to the education. It gave us, allowed us to have education, and we went through the education, and now I am an accountant, chartered accountant, and working with a private firm in Pakistan. Apart from doing the Qawwali, I am doing my own job, a private job, and as well as my other brothers, they are going through their taking care of their businesses also, apart from the Qawwali, because our father said that rather it is your profession. Apart from the tradition, it is your profession. But if you want to keep your soul and spirit in it, so go from your own, for your own business apart from this thing. If you run for the money in it, then all the spirituality will go from you. That's the main thing he taught us, to give this Qawwali singing our spirits and our souls.
So in the group that we have here, there are 5 brothers, and I believe you also described that there is a cousin and a nephew on the road with you. So this isn't just immediate family. How far out into the extended family does the Qawwali tradition go?
Yeah, we have to take check which one could fit in our group, which family member could fit in our group, because we have a lot of cousins and a lot of nephews and uncles and other family members also. We have to check which one could come and fit in easily, because we have to train them also for this thing.
The training for learning Qawwali, since it is, as we talked about in one of the student sessions that you just finished, it's partially written down, but part of it is just passing it along, tradition, or the oral tradition as we call it. How long does that take until you can become truly a Qawwal and be comfortable with the music?
We have to start this Qawwali training from the age of 6 or 7, and it takes almost 20 years to become a complete Qawwal, because it is a very rigorous and very lengthy type of thing to teach to the new ones, because as I said, a part of it is already written, but a lot of things we have to give by the notes, by vocally, and have to transfer from one generation and to the second generation through the vocal notes, through the hearings. In the start, the student have to see and learn how their teacher and their elder ones are singing. They have to go through this thing for almost 2 or 3 years, just to hear, just to sit in front of their elder ones and their teachers and see how they are singing and how they are doing. Just 2 or 3 years, for 2 or 3 years.
After the training of the singing and the Qawwali music, what is, then trained our soul.
Yeah.
Then train our soul like a Sufi.
Yeah. We have to get a training of our religion or our Sufi traditions also. We have to know much about the history of our religion or our tradition and the spirituality and spiritual orders of our religion Islam, and as well as we have to know about the spiritual gatherings and teachings there we get from the spiritual leaders also.
And teach us a message of peace, message of humanity, message of Sufism, message of
love, harmony, and equality between all the mankind.
Because it's a main message of Qawwali, the peace love, and humanity for everyone, not for someone.
Yeah.
Not only the religious person, not only for Muslims. It's for everyone.
Let's talk about passing that down then, if you're training it for the next generation. Is there a school? Is it one-on-one? Is it a group? How do you begin that training process for the next generation?
Both. We have
Both the things. Both the things. For the family, it is a group setting. The elder ones are teaching their younger ones, their next generation. However, if someone else from out of our family, if he wants to get the training of Qawwali also, he want to have the Qawwali tradition and Qawwali singing, so he could come and say, so, sir, I want to become your student and want to have this Qawwali.
So if someone comes to learn the Qawwali tradition, what are some of the first things that you want to know from them? If I were to come and say, teach me how to be a Qawwal in the Qawwali tradition, what would you want to know?
First, we will
You
check.
keep pure your soul, keep pure your heart, because it's necessary for Qawwali.
First thing, and before starting the teaching the Qawwali, we first check the voice level, the notes. How could you easily go through the notes, vocal notes of Qawwali? First, we check the voice level. Is it fit for the Qawwali or not? Because sometimes some persons have the very wild or very bold and very husky type of voice, but that could not come in the Qawwali, because for Qawwali singing we should have a versatility and variability in the vocal chords and in the voice also.
So the Qawwali tradition of singing is quite high-pitched. It's not what we would think of as maybe the normal male voice in the middle and the low range. You have to work quite hard to get these pitches.
But apart from those higher pitches, Qawwali training, in Qawwali training, we have to get knowledge of singing on the lower pitches also. We can, if we are a perfect Qawwal, we can sing on the lower notes, lower pitch also, and as well as on the higher pitch also.
And a lot of the music is considered to be unison, I guess, not so much in harmony like we know Western music. How do the parts work, and how do you go about assigning the parts and learning those parts?
Yeah, because we are singing together since a long time. That's why when we sing together, our vocal cords remain equal, and we know that what we are going to sing. That's why our vocal cords remain the same, and we know that which one will now sing and take the lead to say something. That's a harmony, or you can say a telepathy between us, or synchronization of our song with each other, because we are working together since 20 years almost. That's the thing.
It's just like any other musical group. You feed off of the other person, you know exactly where the other person is going, and you have that interplay back and forth. You had a couple of amazing statistics that you gave during the student sessions, that you sing in several languages, and I'll ask you to enumerate what those are, and that you know 10,000 songs as a part of the Qawwali tradition?
Almost.
Talk about that a little bit.
More
That's
than
amazing.
10,000.
More than 10,000, because as I said earlier in the workshop, that we can sing Qawwali in Arabic, Persian, Urdu, Punjabi, Sindhi, Sanskrit, Balochi, Hindi, several languages.
And now we are working on English also.
Yeah, because it's a new thing, a new phase for Qawwali singers in Pakistan almost that to sing in English, and by the grace of God and with the blessing of our Father, we all are literate one, and we all are graduates in our professions, in our that's as just as I said you, I am commerce person, finance person. Some my brothers are arts graduate, and he is science graduate, computer science graduate.
So how is singing in English as compared to your native language? Obviously, it's a secondary language, but
it's not hard to sing in English, because Qawwali is a singing on a specific rhythm cycle. If you keep that rhythm cycle in your mind, you can easily perform in any language. That's not a problem. But you have to learn that language. That's the main thing.
Sure.
You have to learn that language so that you can sing easily, you can speak that language
You
easily.
can better understand what the poet says.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Do you take your traditional lyrics and translate them into English, or do you find an English song and just translate put it to your music?
Use our traditional lyrics and translate them in English. Normally, sometimes we also use some English songs also, but not much. We normally use the traditional lyrics from our poets of our Pakistan and India. Took those their poems, their songs, and translate them in English.
So tell us a little bit about Pakistan for those of us who have never been there. The country and the people, we hear some things in the media that we hear which formulate some of our opinions, but tell us, from people who live there, and what message do you want to send back to us?
The Qawwali, Pakistani people all over the Pakistan, they are all loving, caring, just as you people here, because first of all, our Islam is a religion of peace and harmony. It not depends on the frustrating thing, on the bad notions some sect of Muslims are giving through their bad works to the Europe, to the Americans, to the all over the world. Those are not actually the Muslims. Muslims are the people who
believed on humanity,
humanity and equality and harmony, because Islam do not speak about the war and terror and other bad things. Islam is against all those things. Islam said, give peace and love to all to whom you met, to all of the mankind, beyond the confines and barriers of religion, race, culture, and language.
Just like throughout the media, we had very bad picture of Americans throughout the media. We came here, then we scared about Americans. What they react. We are Muslims.
If they see, if they come to know that we are
Muslims,
how they react?
And
we were scared.
And Pakistani, especially we are Pakistani, how they react and
when we come here and meet people in Des Moines, in
Iowa,
in the Red Oak, and now here in your city, all of you are very loving people.
Just like us.
Just like us, there is no difference between
live peacefully, live and love for everyone.
Yeah.
Just like us.
Yeah.
And I believe that's not just the power of the spirit, but that's also the power of music.
Yes.
And the power of the arts that can bring us together, and we can celebrate our differences that way too.
Okay. As you know, music is a universal language. Behind the notes, there is the message of love and harmony to all. Despite you do not know what we are singing, you do not know the translation of those words, but you are going through the music, you are getting its inspiration in yourself. That's the music, and it is based, as I already said, it is based on the message of peace and harmony for all the mankind.
Well, we thank you so much. We thank you for being here. We thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. And assalam.
Thank you.
Walaikum
Walaikum salam.